There is something in you that sees what you're doing is wrong. That sees the pain you're causing and regrets it. You don't have to be my enemy. You want justice in the world, so do I, but we're not gonna find it by attacking each other. And that's where you're wrong.
Supergirl, all new episode Monday at 8, 7 Central on the CW.
Hey guys, Ben here, and welcome back to another video on Supergirl Season 3, Episode 11, and today we're going to be breaking down the trailer for that episode that you just watched. So if you do go on to enjoy the video, please be sure to leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new so you don't miss any Supergirl videos later this year. But without further ado, let's get right into this trailer. So we're going to be breaking it down chronologically. So in the first shot we see Fort Raz, and it's going up into space. So I'm fairly certain this is a flashback to Season 1, considering in the finale Supergirl actually pushes Fort Raz into space, and I don't think, as far as I can recall, she puts it anywhere. I think she just pushes it into space. I'm unsure as to if it crash landed back on Earth or if there's some other place, but we're going to be visiting Fort Raz in next week's episode, so get ready for that, because I think there's going to be some interesting fight scenes when we get to there, and also some interesting scenes. But also there's definitely reason to doubt that we will go there, considering it is in space. We know we're meeting one of the inmates at Fort Raz who was previously there, so there is reason to believe that maybe we're not going there, that we're just meeting her. Maybe that is what's happening there. But also in the next shot we see Livewire, and Livewire is returning in this episode. If you didn't know by now, they released some promotional photos, so I'll leave a link in the description to that video. So Britt Morgan's back, so she's been on Riverdale recently, and that's probably one of the main reasons why she hasn't been back in such a long time, since Season 2. So in the third shot of the trailer we see a mysterious figure in the darkness. We see some sort of Kryptonian crest, so I have reason to believe that this may be on Fort Raz. It does seem like it's very Kryptonian, and maybe we actually do end up going there, which I'm 90% sure that we will go there. There's 10% reason to believe that we'll just meet this person rather than go to Fort Raz. It looks very similar to Fort Raz, so there's definitely reason to believe that this Kryptonian priestess, that is who this figure is in the distance, is going to be in Fort Raz. And so I'm really excited, considering that she's another Superman actress from the past, and that's just so cool because she played Ursa in the original Superman films. But we get the return of Psy, and Psy was a villain in episode 2, so it's always good seeing villains return, especially if they're good ones, and this season all the villains have been really good, so I'm happy that Psy's back, and it's going to be an all-girls team up, but I'll talk more about that in a minute. But in the next shot we get to see Chris Marshall, and if you didn't know, she was recently cast to play a character called Julia, and Julia's a musician and she's very normal, and her casting description was very normal, yet she does have a link to Rain, and she holds some secrets as to Rain's identity and how to stop her. So she's obviously been smashed in between two cars, and I think my theory that I pitched to you guys a while ago is actually right, that she's one of the new world killers, considering that last episode they confirmed there is more world killers. But in the next shot we get to see someone holding someone's hand, and it does look like that could be Samantha, but I'm not sure who the other hand is, but it's black. It might be Samantha and Ray, maybe it's her tripping out, and the camera seems to be on a very soft focus, so it seems to be a bit dreamlike. We'll have to wait and see until then. But like I said earlier, the all-girls team up. We're seeing Psy, Livewire, Saturn Girl and Supergirl all teaming up to go to Fort Raz, or to find this person who has information on Rain, and she might be at Fort Raz and she might not be, but they're all going to be teaming up, and I'm super excited for that. But in the next few shots we get to see a conversation between Supergirl and Rain, and Supergirl still believes that there is good in her, and obviously we know, because we're the spectator, we've been seeing what's been happening. Supergirl doesn't know that it's Samantha, we know it's Samantha, so we have more information, and we know that there's still good inside of her, and Supergirl is presuming there's still good in there. But the next shot is probably one of the most interesting shots, bar the all girls team up shot, and this is a shot of Supergirl getting beaten up by another world killer. So yes, and also Livewire is getting beaten up by her, and Supergirl is in the distance in this other shot. So as you can clearly see, this is not Rain. She's using a pole, her hair's totally different, and in the next shot you can see that this person, you can see a front shot, this person is black, and Samantha's not black, so it's a totally different person wearing different attire. So this seems to be most likely a new world killer, and to be fair, it doesn't really look like Chris Marshall. It could be her with makeup and the fancy extravagant costume, but we'll have to wait and see. I think Chris Marshall is playing one, and I think this person on screen is a different one. I don't think that's Chris Marshall. Although it's blurred, it could be Chris Marshall, but to be fair, I wouldn't say it's her. She looks quite a lot different, so I'm looking forward to seeing who this is, but I think it's a world killer for sure. But the final shot is another great shot. We get to see a medium shot of Livewire facing off against Rain, and this is going to be an interesting face down considering that Livewire's powers are really OP and Rain's powers are obviously stronger than Supergirl's, and Livewire can take out Supergirl pretty easily, so we're gonna see who wins here, but I'm predicting that Rain's going to in the end beat Livewire, so it's going to take the whole team, that being Saturn Girl, Supergirl, Psy and Livewire, to take down Rain and the new world killers that we're going to be introduced to in this episode. So anyway guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.